Well, we're almost at the end of January and it's my very first upload of 2018. So I'd like to wish all the subscribers a very happy new year and hope we have a good growing season. You may notice I've changed the intro to the channel. I'm not too sure yet whether I like it or not. Leave your comments below. I may go back, I may keep it. I haven't been down on the plot for a good few weeks, probably months. Just before Christmas I had a chest infection which lasted a good 3 weeks, and that's just about disappearing now, but I'm relying a lot on my inhaler. Still got stuff to harvest, and we'll have a look into the carrot bed. I was just watching the last day or two a video of Terry King had put up fetching carrots up, which had been in a long while. Oh, I've still got a couple of tubs here. These are the sweet candle. Just have a quick look. These are done on the 23rd of May 2017, and I'm still pulling the candles up. Some weird shapes, some, but it's a feed at the end of the day, and hopefully, the way things are going, we may be able to crop carrots all the year round. Well, that's what I've just harvested, and as you can see, there's still some decent sized carrots still in the tank, so we'll be looking to keep those going. Still yet to get another 1.5 beds of Sao Palmera out. I'll be putting them back into the ground soon, but I've just tried a few and I'm still quite firm. There's no sign of any mushy or any slug damage or anything, and that's a job when I just want the soil to dry out a bit more. It's still really wet and I don't want to tread on the beds. You may recall sometime last year that Nick from Nick's Allotment, that's NICS, kindly sent me some snowdrop bulbs. I think Terry King also had some. I just dumped them into a bucket with a bit of soil with all good intentions of planting them out into the border. However, like a lot of good plans, it never come to fruition. They seem to be poking their heads up now, so I think I'm going to see their flowering period out in this bucket, and hopefully later on in the season we'll plant them out where they should go. I'm just down by the worm bins now, and I've got some stuff to put in. These have been going all the winter, and I've been feeding them probably every 3 to 4 weeks, but the worms will still feed during the winter, although it's best to try and keep them a bit warm. And inside this one here, this one will be being emptied probably sometime this season. I've got an old compost bag here, and this there is just filled with paper shreddings, and I'll fit that as a blanket on the top, and it acts like a little duvet for them. This was fed, say, about a week ago, this one. You get a little bit of activity. If you dig down just below the surface, you should get quite a few. As you can see there, there's still plenty chomping away. I'm just going to top this bin up now with a bit more veg and also shredded paper. And the other thing I put in quite regular is some cheap supermarket breakfast oats, and they seem to like those as well. Well, that's the second bin done now, the food's in there. One thing with the bins, you must remember to check the moisture and make sure they don't dry out. But this time of year, there's no fear of that. There's still quite a bit of dampness in there. So all that's left now to do is to put the cover on, which is a bit of old carpet underlay, and then the duvet back on top. This is what you call a bonus. It's cleaning the beds out. There's a few leaks I'd left in which I thought the fly had called out of, looking at the foliage near the top. However, I just pulled them out, getting them a swill under the tap, and as you can see, they were not too bad, so they'll be going in the stew pot as well. Watching quite a lot of YouTube channels now, most people have started sowing seeds, and some have got them up quite good. I ain't sown a single seed yet, and I'm starting to get the jitters a bit. First job I've got to do though is clear my greenhouse out in the garden, because I've just, over the winter, I've just used that as a dumping ground, and it does really need clearing out. And one of the first jobs after I have cleared it is to replace the sand in the big sandbox you may remember I'd got, and replace that with the vermiculite where we got those bags from Poundland. A few months back I did a little feature on the local allotment by us, Sandy Lane, where we went round the trading sheds, and there's quite a few people took an interest in that. Well, I'm at another trading sheds now. It's a bit different. It's a lot smaller, but it sells just as much. And there he is, Mick Pulteney. How do you, Mick?
I do.
You've opened the shed just for us here.
Oh.
So, do you want to show the viewers quickly what you sell, or
in... Perv, or...
What we got in there?
Right, these two metal containers.
Yes.
We had them chipped. I think they cost a grand each, which was chipped then. One was fire damaged and one had got a dent, but they bloody work, lock up. And nice and secure, and they're ideal for stuff like this. Everything I flog in here, if I can get it bulk, obviously gives us room, but if you can get it bulk, then they're cheaper.
And what do we actually sell in here?
Under Wilco. Then compost. I've tried all compost. Ended up with herring. There's loads on them. Umax the bloody lot. Then the government, about I don't know, 8 years ago, I started letting people put all bits of crap in the compost, and they went and I've never had any complaint with herring.
Right.
So that's a good one. Them 3 for 12 quid. The best stuff for the big boys, obviously the professionals who grow the large onions and leeks, get the M3 for them, which is for the finer potting. An F2S, which is a fine seed mullier, but that's ideal for growing carrots and exhibition carrots. I mean, bore rolls, that's all I used to use, F2S. Days of mixing out the bloody window, I ain't got bloody time anyway. But everything else, we have Maxi Crop, I buy that bulk, so I have to measure that out. Jay's Fluid, tomato feed, and army of tox. Them are all in half litre bottles. Vermiculite, great, I love it, great believer in that. I mix that with all my compost. This hangs on to moisture, warmth, oxygen, which is what your roots want. Love the stuff. Grow More, that's on my bag up, and lime, 3 kilo for £1 on there. But all my fertilisers are down here. I have 2 suppliers I go from, and obviously everything's got to be covered up because of the frost. But there's loads of crap, as you can see up there. Canes we do 4, 5, 6 and 8 foots. And then we'll have a quick perv next door and all. I had a pallet of these 6/6 pelleted chicken muck. I'm flogging them 20 kilo bag for a tenner. That's a good buy. All this crap under here, which you can see, grow organic. Spare M3s and whatever. I always have a pallet of worm cast as well. I've got a good supply for that. And spent mushroom compost, I get them by the 30 bags. Them are a good seller as well. But this is just a backup for my stock. It would only open Sheds only open on a Saturday, 1 till 3. And make about 600 quid a year profit.
But you are open for special guests?
Yeah, like you, it's hard. And that pays for our speakers and crap during the year. This is spent tops, lovely stuff. Good job. This is Batham's, Batham's Brewery.
A good black country.
They drop it off on a Saturday morning because they've got to get rid of it, got to get it out of the road. But it's excellent as a compost activator, or for just top dressing your raised beds, or even your garden, your land. It's a natural product. It's good shit.
You got a bit of adverts here. What's this? Cheaper than Wilco's, eh?
Showing them my 6X was cheaper than Wilco, and my worm cast spent mushroom compost. Yeah. If it's cheap, then you've got to advertise it. Something else we should get in. There's not many people that deliver Osmuck free, or cow, goat, whatever. But a chap rung me up, and this bloke, he shows rabbits, meaning he's got about, I don't know, 38, 40 rabbits. Of course, he's got loads of rabbits. Right. So he started dropping this. Well, he says, can I drop it off? I says, you bloody have it, or. But the thing is, he was using hay, and it was no good. Well, it was, but looking, after a week or so, I was getting under there, and there's bloody maggots in. I'll sod them off. So I says, I'll have it, but if you use straw, only if you use straw. And luckily, it turned to straw, and it's bloody excellent stuff. And this as well. You'll see it's breaking down already. That's the mycorrhizal fungi, bacteria breaking down. Meaning, once again, once I've more my raised beds, I just top dress them, water them, and then put a weed suppressant on top, and let nature do the digging. And that's what I do. With the spent tops, there's always loads of birds on it, and the bees. Mate's got bees around the back here, and they love the smell of it. But once I've been playing in that for 20 minutes, they fly off pissed. They smack into the shed. Love it.
Leave it with country folk, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good job this week.
It's the 28th of January, and the first seeds are about to go in. I've got some calci seed here. If you look on the packet, that was kindly sent to me by Pete Edwards, who's growing his big veg again as usual. If you haven't been over to his channel, nip over and have a look. So thanks very much for those, Pete, much appreciated. These are my gold dust to get calci seed, so I do appreciate that. I'm sowing them in these 40 cell trays to start off with, and I've got a little mix here. This is the normal Levington's F2 plus S, and I've also got a bit of vermiculite, so I'll just get these underway. As I filled the tray with the compost, I'll give it a decent tap just to settle it into the trays, and then I'll give it a mist over with water just to put a bit of moisture into the soil, although it really doesn't need it. These will be going into the house because the propagator's not ready in the greenhouse yet. I've still got to clean it. So that's all that's done. First sowing of the year, calcium runs, and once again, many thanks to Pete Edwards for sending me the seeds. I'll give those a little soak from beneath now, just till the soil changes colour, and then they'll be going into the conservatory for a few days until I can get the hotbed into action. The light's starting to fade now, but before we bring this one to a close, I'd like to just bring something to your attention that I don't know if you're aware. Woody's Allotment is a good guy. and he does quite a lot of grafting and budding, and also makes a nice drop of cider as well, so I believe I've yet to taste it. Anyway, he was mentioning in his last video about the way he's stored apples, and he did pick 3 good varieties for storing over the winter. Well, when I told him what had happened with mine, he was quite interested to actually see the proof. This tree here is one of my apple trees. It's an unknown variety, but at the end of September, early October, I pulled off the remaining fruits and I just put them in this basket here. They've been in there through the rain, the frost, the snow, rain, and even more rain, and believe it or not, they're still quite firm. Here you are, mate. Dare I say, beautiful. Well, that just about brings this one to a close. The light's dropping very quickly, and also the temperature. In the next episode, hopefully, we shall be getting the hotbed ready for action and be sowing a few more seeds. Until then, see you later. Bye for now.